In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your wheel bearing hub on your Mini Cooper. It's located behind your rear wheel. Using a 17mm socket, we're going to remove our wheel. And remove the wheel. Using an 8mm socket, I'm going to take out this bolt so I can remove this sensor. Remove your bolt. And now you can remove your sensor. Sometimes these take a minute to come out. So just give it a wiggle and pull it out. Set it aside. Now we're going to remove these two bolts. There's one here and one there. We're going to remove this whole caliper and bracket. I'm going to use a 13mm socket. Make sure you have something to hang up your caliper. Now we're going to remove the top bolt. Make sure you have a good hand on your caliper. Remove the bolt and pull your caliper off and hang it up. Get it out of the way. We're going to use a T50 Torx and we're going to remove this bolt so we can remove our rotor. So now we're going to take out our 4 bolts for our hub. There's one here, 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 and there. We're going to use a 13mm socket, and I would put that on first and take them out. I'm going to go across here. Yeah, I'm going to have to get around that sway bar link. You might need a swivel to get around that one. Sometimes if the impact gun is too quick, it won't get these out, so you might have to switch to a ratchet. I'm using a long 13 with an extension. You can just take it out the rest of the way and continue on your other 2 bolts. Typically these wheel bearings you have to kind of bang off if it's rusty, but make sure you have a good hand on it with that last bolt, because maybe it'll just fall off. Ours looks actually pretty loose, like it could, so I'm going to keep my hand on it as I take out this last bolt. And remove your wheel bearing, or if it gets stuck, you're going to take a rubber mallet or a dead blow hammer and just tap around until it breaks free, and then you can remove it. Now we're just going to clean the area. I'm also going to use a wire brush. I'm going to apply some anti-seize a little bit on the surface. And when you install your wheel bearing, make sure that the wider part is on the top. Now we're going to get our hub in. Just line it up. Make sure the wider part is on the top. And now you're going to get a bolt started. And hold the hub. And do the same for the rest. Don't tighten anything down completely until you get all 4 bolts in and started. If you can't get your hand in there, you can just use a socket to get it started. The bolts that the hub comes with are 16mm. You're going to need that socket as well. Now that you have everything started, you can tighten them down and torque them. We're going to snug these up and torque them to 41 foot-pounds. Make sure you go in a crisscross manner so it's flush when you're tightening it up. Alright, so now that we're all snug, we're going to torque them to 41 foot-pounds. Now we're going to put our speed sensor back in while we're back here. Line it up. Make sure it's debris free. Push it in and get your bolt started. Once it's tight, you're just going to go about 1/8 of a turn. Do not over tighten it. Now we're going to put our rotor back on. Make sure you put some anti-seize on your hub. And now you're going to line up your rotor so that the bolt that holds it on is lined up as well. And we're going to go ahead and put that in. Get it started and tighten it down. Make sure it's on there right. And now we're going to clean that off and put our caliper and bracket on. Now we're going to remove our caliper hanger and slide it on top. You may have to move your pads around a little bit to get it to go on the rotor again, but once you get it on, you're going to line up the holes and get your bolts started. I'm going to start with my top one, it's easier to get to. And now I'll get my lower one started. You may have to pull it out a little bit or in, depending on where you are. Feed it through. It's helpful to use a socket to do that. Just snug it up. Do the same on the top. And now we're going to torque that to 48 foot-pounds. Do the same on the bottom one. Let's install our wheel. When you do that, make sure you're all lined up. Keep a good hand on it and get one of these started. And do the rest. Let's tighten these down. We're going to do that in a crisscross manner. And you're going to walk the wheel on. We're going to torque our wheels to 95 foot-pounds. We're going to do that in a crisscross pattern. After you get your wheel back on and torqued, make sure you take it for a road test, and you should be good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.